What up, what up, what up? YouTube, we in here with an actual commentary because why not? Joined with a friend, of course, because we gotta talk about Overwatch. We gotta talk about some stuff. Season 10.
Rework.
Oh, well, we'll get to that in a sec.
I had to get that one out there.
Season 10 is going to be ending. New reworks just dropped on PS4, Xbox, and PC out of the PTR, so lots changed in the game with this update, and a lot is going to be changing when Season 10 is over, hopefully. So, wanted to first talk about Season 10, specifically the experience everyone has had with Season 10. I have had a pretty terrible Season 10. I'd say at best I am a master player, but on average I am a diamond player in most seasons I have been. Starting from like Season 3 I was plat, but Season 4 onward I've been diamond and done pretty well. And a friend of mine that's joining us, he's been plat. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Always plat. He's definitely better than plat. Like I feel like he gets gypped, but he has been plat for like every season. And this season in particular felt so different. And there's definitely multiple reasons. I think the biggest is clearly the Brigitte. She has changed the entire playing field.
The whole game.
I would say she's ruined the game, but she's definitely changed like the meta so severely. Like even watch Stage 4 League when she was introduced. Like dive comp got totally changed up because of her, because you could stop dive comps with Tracer so easily, and she is such an easy hero to use on top of her versatility that she threw games way out of whack. Games where it feels like you could be winning, but if they have a Brigitte, she can definitely change the tide all on her own. Even if you have a Brigitte. And so, she's definitely not my favorite hero to play against. Especially seeing, like, if you main DPS, she can be obnoxious.
Let me tell you about this Brigitte. Brigitte.
It's rough. Like, I feel so sorry for the Tracer mains and Genji mains too. There's just so many heroes that she was so good against, and it was really frustrating. But obviously, she has her counters. Junkrat's an effective counter, and Pharah is too. But this like season just felt so out of place. Heroes definitely feels powerful. There was just it felt like a damage decrease for every hero, because as long as she was in, you couldn't get damage off as well. And of course, the personal takeaway is I try to play mainly support. Moira definitely the most. She's one of my favorite heroes easily, because she can balance a DPS and a support in one go, and there aren't very many support heroes that really do it. Zen can do the damage, but he's not great at it. Plus, his healing is limited to one like teammate at a time outside of his ult. Mercy isn't very good DPS wise. She definitely has DPS, but you're more often than not going to be kind of healing and damage boosting rather than pulling out your pistol only in situations where you're alone. Lucio doesn't really do that much damage in reality. He is more for, you know, moving the team and, you know, small bits of healing, but not like a bunch of healing. Ana has been not that great this season. Well, that depends. Ana can be one of the best heroes in this season because Brigitte, and usually the comps that you run with Brigitte, Ana counters very well with the nano nade. It is insane how much damage she can do and how much effectiveness she can bring out just from using one ability. And that's part of the reason why I can't play Ana. Of course, my good friend over here has been amazing than the Ana flex we've been asking for. He's done great, and he knows for a fact that this comp, this season Brigitte has become so powerful. Ana is one of the few things that you can play and do very well against.
Listen, this Brigitte hoe, if she doesn't get a little change or a rework done that limits her ability to slaughter me, dude, oh, I'm gonna lose. Because I can literally mess her up as Ana, but if I'm playing any DPS, I just can't kill this hoe. Except for Soldier, maybe. Soldier, 100% I could kill.
Soldier, heroes that can really zone her out, definitely. But even then, like Hanzo and Widow have a hard time because of her shield, naturally.
Yeah, I can't get a headshot.
Well, and I was also in a game the other day with a guy that main support, and he said that his problem with Brigitte is, as far as support heroes go, her healing is some of the worst. Like, Ana heals more than her. Lucio heals more than her. Her only main healing ability has a 6-second cooldown, and that is a lot for an ability to heal a teammate. Not to mention, that's her only way of healing outside of being in a fight and doing damage. Her only way of healing teammates is when she's in a fight and she's dealing damage, she gets health, and anyone around her gets health along with her. And that's not effective, and what this guy was saying was they need to take that 6-second healing cooldown down to like 2 or 3, cut it in half, and then move her shield bash, specifically her shield bash, and extend that. Because that is clearly the thing that has become the most broken, is her ability to stun enemies frequently. Her flail at long range isn't that, important. It's more to knock enemies away more than anything, and so that's not really an issue. But her shield bash has become very deadly, and that's what's really shaking things up. It's a powerful ability, and it's a good ability, but when that ability can be used so frequently, I feel like that becomes a problem. And especially when she's in a support class, and it doesn't even feel like she's a support hero. Like, she definitely feels more like a tanky DPS than anything else. But also with this season, as we've seen, streamers, pro players, a lot of people have been stepping away from Overwatch, and specifically because Season 10 has been one of the worst. It's been unenjoyable to play, and the experience is so varied. Like, for instance, as you can see, my season high currently is 30-23. Very low diamond for me. On average, I'm well above that, and I'm currently a plat 28-12, and I climbed from lower than what I am now up to diamond to get to my season high because I really wanted it. I was doing really well. I was playing Moira, mainly support, and I did it. I climbed very high, considering the amount of SR it would take. And I decided I was going to play just a little bit more, mainly to get a gold gun. I had I think 2 wins away from a gold gun, so I was like, that can't be that hard. And I dropped out of diamond and am at what you see currently, and it's mainly because the games were I was running into teams that there's no chemistry, no one's in game chat, or someone doesn't want to play a certain hero, and I try to flex to what the team comp needs, because at the end of the day, a win is the most important thing. And so I'm trying my hardest, and there are very few games that I ran into where it felt like everyone was on board. And that's always been an issue with comp. Admittedly, since day one, it's been an issue finding teams that work well, and that is clearly what we're going to talk about next, is what they've just added, the new group system. So this is awesome. This is so awesome. Like, they are adding a feature where you can set up a group, create a group, you can pick what you want to play. Specifically, if you want to play competitive, quick play, arcade, or anything, it shows, whether you're well liked or something, which I guess doesn't make that much of a difference. It can show how many people are playing, you can give a title to what you're wanting to play, and It's so awesome. Like, this really helps with the issue of, you know, if I don't have like 6 friends to play with and I have to solo queue, you know, I can be totally screwed getting into games where there's nothing to do. And that unfortunately happens a lot, as both of us have obviously found out. That or our friends suck.
Let me tell you about a man right here. His name's Lousy Boy.
We're gonna throw some names out, really.
I'm just gonna, you know, that's a nickname. It's not really his name.
Well,
his name's Lousy Boy, and he thinks he's the best Overwatch player that has ever graced this game.
But
This
he's
man
gold.
just started playing it around season 4, 5, one of those two.
We can look.
I've been playing since season 3. Didn't really play season 3, but I just got the game like, I don't know, halfway through the season. And I didn't even play it till like mid-season 4 still. But then this kid just comes in, he has 15 different mains, let me tell you. He can either play Sombra, Soldier, McCree,
Yeah, all
Bed,
DPS
Junkrat,
point that out.
Roadhog. It's weird, dude. It's almost like he only plays DPS. But this man just, crazily enough, can't really play support. The only support he can play is Zen. The only support I actually agree with him being good at is Zen. And that's only because he heals me when I play D.Va. Or Soldier.
Well, he doesn't get
Literally the
picks that
only
well with
reason.
Zen either, and when he does, it's
No.
because it's more like playing a DPS, and even then,
Exactly.
he's not that great at it.
He doesn't play a smart Zen. He plays an aggressive Zen that doesn't need to be pushed up so much.
Yeah.
He's not a good player at the game. That's why he switched to PC. He's playing CS:GO and League of Legends right now. Don't really know what he's actually playing. But he sold his PS4, got rid of it, and now he's by himself on PC. And he said he's going to buy Overwatch, and I really hope for the sake of the PC community that he does not get Overwatch.
Yeah. He is not...
Save you guys a toxic player.
He is not... He is the definition of a toxic player. Best example we are getting in the game, it's me, my good colleague here, QXGA, Lousy Boy, and a other friend of ours. And it's a 4-man... No, this was a 4-man we were playing, remember?
Okay.
And... we get in, and first off, he doesn't want to join group chat in a competitive game, which I'm adamant for. I'm always saying, you know, group chat, or, you know, being in game chat is the most important, just for communication, because those two players could be totally lost, unfortunately. And if we're not talking with them, you know, what good are we doing to the team? Yeah, we're 4 people, but 4 people can't take on a team of 6 that could be all communicating and making picks way better than we are. And so, of course, I leave party chat, and so does everyone else, and he has to, because he's not going to sit alone. And we are actually doing really well. We ended up winning that game. However, one of the random players we got matched with played Pharah, but primarily, I'm pretty sure, on Ilios. And Lousy Boy was just being so toxic to him, telling him he can't get picks, he can't do well. When he was playing Soldier, he was doing horrible, you know, just critiquing him on everything he did, even though the guy got play the game, did honestly fantastic, was very good at calling out, was just such a great player, and was only toxic to Lousy Boy because Lousy Boy was toxic back. And it's such an issue with, you know, the community. Obviously, toxicity is going to be everywhere, and you're going to find it no matter what. But it's just... it was rough. I really hope he doesn't get Overwatch for PC. He will be another toxic player in a very toxic community. But
yeah,
getting into some other stuff. So season 10's ending obviously tomorrow, and season 11 will be beginning a week probably. And well, obviously the Symmetra changes are live, and so I'm indifferent on her changes. On the one hand, she's definitely not as easy to play when it comes to her regular fire. She does take skill to aim, however, it's no different than Zarya in that essence. And so I don't think it's that, you know, difficult, I guess I should say. And now she can throw 3 turrets that have greater damage, which I don't like the amount of damage that they're dealing. Dan, that's my only nitpick, really, is that these turrets feel so powerful. When you're getting hit by them, not only are you slowed down, but you also are taking a crap ton of damage. 3 of them together, it definitely feels like 6 together. And I don't necessarily like it. If there's one thing I could take away from it, it would be the, speed reduction when you're caught in it. If you can move freely when you're in it and you're taking that much damage, that should be totally fine, because you're still going to take that amount of damage, but you can react to it a little bit better. If you're caught in it, you can be screwed entirely. Her teleport's fine, I think. It's not such a clutch anymore, really. It definitely relies on, her being able to place it well, and it can be used more strategically now and more freely, and that takes away basically another res situation in the competitive scene, when basically Mercy would come in and team res. That was huge. It could totally turn a losing fight into a winning fight. And when she lost her res, the only other thing that was like that was the teleporter. You could teleport your entire team back in, and it gave them a second chance in a fight that they probably should have lost. Now that's going to be gone. There's not going to be anything like that, and that's going to be really weird, because for near 2 years basically, we've had 2 ultimates that have been capable of totally flipping a fight from a loss to, maybe a win. With that gone, that's going to make, it's going to make death feel more permanent, I guess, is a way of putting it, which I don't see why that was such a big deal. I'm still a person that believes that Mercy should never have had her kit changed. She was not broken by any means. She definitely fit a certain place in the game, and they took that away and really nerfed her down to nothing. She's still important. I mean, a team without a Mercy still suffers against a team that does have a Mercy, it feels like. And that's just because she still can heal at an incredible rate. But if they brought her old kit back, I don't think anyone would honestly complain. Unless the competitive players and the league players, which is the only thing I've ever heard was the league players complaining about Mercy being broken, and that's why Blizzard decided she needed to be changed. Which I don't agree with. Why? The league players shouldn't dictate what happens throughout the game. I love the league, obviously. I'm a Valiant fan, diehard, but I don't think that Agilities and, Soon and Custa should be making decisions for what every hero is like, and no more than I think, Surefour, Hydration, Pine, all these other big league players. I don't think they should be deciding what every hero plays like, because they shouldn't, and it affects, casual players the worst. A casual Mercy main could suffer from those changes. Now a casual Symmetra main might suffer from these changes because they don't know how to play this way. And of course, they can adapt and learn, and obviously every player should be able to adapt and learn to what's new. But again, when it doesn't feel necessary, and it just feels like it's hurting a hero in a way that, doesn't need to happen, it just bothers the casual community, which is the largest community. More people play casual than they play competitive, unfortunately. But try to think. I mean, we talked about pretty much everything. Is there anything else you want to add in, P-Track?
If my man's I was just listening. If my man's Hanzo does not get a scatter arrow back, I ride it.
Yes, let's actually talk about that. Did you see the Seagull tweet? Did he tweet, or actually no, I think it was in his stream and he brought it up. This Hanzo is too easy now. Essentially what he was saying was, when Hanzo had scatter, you could be bad and punished for it. If you were bad at using your scatter arrow, you were punished for it because it was very powerful ability. However, if you sucked and you didn't know how to use it right, what good was it? You really suffered from it. With scatter arrow, it's such an easy ability to use. It makes Hanzo so easy to pick up by any player, even someone like me that hates playing sniper could pick up Hanzo and do very well. I have. That's the reason I've been advocating, you know, do something to Storm Arrow, make it worse, make it harder to use, because if your only excuse is the reason it's going to be hard is because he's a sniper, that's not going to work, because any hero that can rapid fire and has that damage is going to do well. It's no different than the Fan the Hammer, except a little bit slower and can be aimed a little bit better. Plus, with Fan the Hammer, you can flashbang and do that, which, you know, say what you will. Some hate that combo, and some say it's essential to him. I'm indifferent. I like McCree where he is. He's a perfect hero where he's at. He's not brokenly overpowered. His damage makes sense, and his abilities work perfectly well. His ultimate is not broken, but it's not fantastic. He is a perfect example of a hero that is just in a great place, no matter what.
Can we just get the old McCree high noon back?
Why don't we? I want it to just be basically like a soldier ult, where if he sees them, instantly red marked, and then he shoots and they all die. It's
instantly
simple.
Yeet.
Instantly.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Obviously, they can't do that, and it helps with what makes that ult so powerful is that it takes time. You need to be patient with it.
Full lock on.
Also, the glow. I think this is the other weakness. The other main weakness is he glows like a beacon.
If I can see a big sun in behind me on a balcony, I'm turning around to shoot that motherfucker.
And not to mention, he becomes a silhouette, so you really can just aim for the head, and he's not gonna move very much because that'll really slows him down.
If you could like jump and stuff during that, it'd be so fun. It'd be so
It would help.
easy.
I don't know. I think McCree is pretty safe, honestly. I don't know. Brigitte clearly needs some changes. She needs to become a better support hero.
Her shield bash needs to never be a thing.
I disagree with that. I think her shield bash is an acceptable ability. However, it needs an increased cooldown, and her healing abilities need to be decreased cooldown. Make her more viable as a support hero so that she can actually heal her teammates.
We're fighting.
As far as the symmetric changes, I'm comfortable with them. They aren't. They aren't overpowered. They're definitely
not overly poweredly broken, but the fucking turrets that just get thrown.
The turrets are very annoying, and I'll give you that. But they were always annoying, so I can't complain with that. I guess if we're gonna end off on a note, Hero 28 got teased, and it's Super Monkey Ball.
He's rolling. He's a roller.
He was rolling.
That's his ult, dude. He's gonna turn into Junkrat's ult almost. It's gonna be like the Riptire, you know.
I'm curious to see what Hero 28 is gonna be, because similar to what I feel like Moira was, Moira came out of the blue. Where like Ana, for instance, when she was being teased, she was. You know, there were files all over the place. The Shrike, you know, we thought she was going to be Sombra, and lo and behold, she wasn't. And then, but of course, Sombra, the hacking, you had to do coding to find these little hints for her, the key. I remember all that stuff. It was huge. And then with Orisa, Nambani got changed. Everyone thought it was for Doomfist, and of course, once again, they pulled an Ana on us, and we got Orisa. But again, she was perfectly fine. Doomfist teased very much in the same light, but then Moira just felt like she came out of the blue. Like, I don't feel like there were any teases for her. She just kind of, here's Moira. She's new. She's a support. She can DPS a little. She's very interesting. She's got a very versatile kit. Have fun. And Brigitte, we knew about her because of the Reinhardt stuff. So, more like this hero, I feel like is going to come out of the blue, at least in my opinion. But I like it. I like him to be totally out of the blue, you know, to make it a real surprise.
Make it like a surprise party. Just throw it out, dude.
Just throw it out.
When season 11 drops, just throw it out.
Well, I think we hit on everything we wanted to talk about today in a very odd video. Unfortunately, no gameplay, but I think that was important that we got everything out and really just hit home our thoughts. If I'm gonna bring up my videos right quick, I'm gonna try to upload more, definitely more Overwatch and maybe even more commentaries. Hopefully more competitive play. Still working things out on whether or not I'm going to be able to get a good recording or outside of the share play on PlayStation, because it has its limitations, unfortunately. Like, I can't edit anything, but that's why these videos are the way they are, and gotta start somewhere. So I will see you guys in the next video. Get hot.